2023.
Remember when.
It's time for Now and Then with Norm Vogel.
6:17, excuse me, I got second paperwork here.
Of course, your guy growing up in South Baltimore is Boeing.
What does that mean? Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Boeing 757.
Well, it didn't sound like an airplane, that's all I said.
Norman sat back here when Don read that and made a face like he just smelled the Cold Spring landfill.
It didn't sound like an
at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on July the 18th.
Yeah. Norm's thinking Lockheed.
I expected, an airplane. Being an airman, I expected the
Former
sound
Air
of an
Force
airplane.
guy.
But
Look at the
Boeing, that's kind of a putting the Air Force down.
Boeing.
I mean, airplanes make... That's not it either, but we'll accept it. Good shot, good.
It's a Boeing company out in Seattle, Washington. Boeing.
What do you got for us today?
The Turner's Club. I have been hearing so much about the Turner's Club here lately, the last couple of months. The old guy did the weightlifting, Victor Chiotti.
Sure.
He was a member of the Turner's Club. The film that I found of Brent Gunst, that old morning stuff, he mentioned the Turner's Club back in 1952, and I was down Fells Point at Jimmy's, and Nick, the owner down there, said he had just joined the Turner's Club. That cinched it. I had to find out as much as I could about the Turner's Club, and that's what we're going to have here this morning.
Let's do it.
Mr. Dorsey, video if you please. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the American Turner's Hall. I had heard about this club recently and came here to learn what I could. Meet Robert Seeger. He's the club historian and told me the Turners were founded in 1849 as a social club, but later turned its attention towards gymnasts.
Gymnastics, that's exactly right. They were called at that time Germania Turnverein, meaning gymnastic work.
The club was referred to as the Germania Turners because of the heavy German influence of its members. But when hostilities erupted with Germany, the name was changed. And now it's called the American Turners, Baltimore. In 1947, the Turners introduced gymnastics into the Baltimore public school system. So if there's a gymnasium in your school, you can thank them for it. One of the club's best-known members was Concetta Lintz, who passed away in 1979. I found footage of her being introduced by Brent Gunst on his morning show.
Just a moment. Tell me, how did you happen to get interested in gymnastics in the first place?
Well, in junior high school...
Concetta was a member of the Turners and went to 2 Olympics, 1936 and 1940. She performed.
She was coaching the Olympic team that year, heading for Finland, and showed the audience what the parallel bars back then were all about. The Turners are no longer involved in gymnastics. Gymnasts like Concetta are starting off much younger now, requiring specialized training. But they do still sponsor a men's softball team. Mostly now, they are a social club.
That's right. We've probably completed the cycle back to where we were.
And from what I saw, that means there are lots of folks singing and dancing and maybe remembering about those bygone days.
Yeah, you tied it all together.
How about that?
And you thought it was just going to be a bunch of people who get together and dance.
I had
That's pretty
no
wild.
idea. So they started off as a social club almost 150 years ago, and now they're a social club after all that in between. So it's a little now and then look at the American Turners, Baltimore.
There's nothing to do with the fact that it might have been one of Jerry's many fan clubs around the area.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Where's that room? Where's that room? All right, what you got for us here, picture-wise?
Well, again, I went to the archives and found some old pictures.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, an old friend's going to return here in a second, but first, from March 10th, 1951.
Now, what do you suppose that show was? Maybe a little school show? Is that a clock in the background? Could be, if you recall being up here then.
Yeah, that guy's got to be around 40 years old.
40 years old right now. But the next picture, once again, ladies and gentlemen, here's that monkey.
Yep.
From the zoo. What was the name of this thing?
This was your zoo.
yours. It was Arthur Watson, and the monkey was Babs.
Babs. There
A
we go.
mean little critter.
Mean little boy. I tell you, to this day, you mention Babs the monkey, and people around here go,
Who had to work with her.
what a
Absolutely.
reputation that monkey had. Amazing. All right, from April 26, 1951. Cool.
Okay.
All right, Norman.
All right, and Monday we're gonna have Appeals Week Day. So I put together some stuff for you all to help me identify. So get your tape recorders going in case you have time. You can study it a little bit later, and then maybe you'll recognize somebody. So that's Monday, Appeals Week Day.
Be there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
See ya.
flash your lining. We've seen a hint of the lining here. Flash the rest of it. Woo. All right. It is 6:22. Chuck
Got
Whitaker
any
coming up.
jungle animal sounds back there?
You'll find him. Chuck Whitaker's coming up with traffic.
And coffee with us today. This is it is a great story about a local company, a local advertising agency, and history being made. We'll explain it all. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now and Then, brought to you by